Welcome to the Stop Over Drinking and Start Living podcast, where high-achieving, goal-oriented rebel women come to learn how to live a vibrant and fulfilling life without requiring alcohol to get through it. No labels, no judgments, no saying you'll never drink again. Just real proven methods to help you stop rebelling against yourself with alcohol so you can drink less and do more. I'm your host, Angela Mascenik. Let's dig in. Welcome to episode 240. Only people who overdrink think this. Well, hello. Welcome back to the podcast. I'm sure if you're on my email list or following me on the socials, you will see that I am bringing back the wildly popular and successful mini course called Say Yes to Drinking Less. I am very excited about this. It's super fun. It's an easy thing to say yes to for yourself. And if you don't know about it yet, I'll tell you real quick. So next week, Monday, August 21st, the 22nd, and 23rd, I'm doing 3 live 1-hour coaching calls for people who sign up to say yes to drinking less. The link to do that is in the show notes, but 3 days back to back, 1-hour live coaching calls where you come and you volunteer to get coached on anything to do with overdrinking. It can be shame you have about overdrinking. It can be your difficulties in social situations. It can be difficulties while traveling. It can be difficulties with your partner at the end of the day. Binge drinking on the weekends. Drinking from difficult emotions. Like literally any topic under the umbrella of overdrinking, I'm going to coach you on it. And I'm going to get to as many people as possible in those 3 sessions. And they're all going to be recorded and uploaded into a private member portal where you can go back and watch them on replay. We have also created worksheets that you can use to accompany these coaching calls to take notes. Whether you're getting coached or you're watching somebody get coached, these worksheets are super valuable for you to keep on track and track with the coaching call that you're observing or getting coached on. In addition, that's the most valuable part of the Say Yes to Drinking Less is this these coaching sessions that I'm going to be doing for $25. Like, I don't offer coaching for that price except for this offer. So if you want to get coached by me, you should sign up for Saying Yes to Drinking Less. Also included in that is a mini course where there's 4 tutorial videos that cover how to handle urges, how to handle social situations, what to do if you overdrink, why we overdrink. And you will have all of it, the tutorial videos and access to those coaching call replays for 3 months. So it's a mini course with live coaching that you can access on demand after it's all over for $25. And it's an absolutely no-brainer. And if you can afford to buy a bottle of wine, you can afford to buy this course. Okay? So don't tell yourself you can't afford it. If you can afford to drink, you can afford to buy this course. And if you've been struggling with overdrinking, like I'm hearing from a lot of you that you need help getting back after this summer, this was an interesting season. This is like one of the first summers and seasons that everything is back and open up since COVID, right? It's been 3 years. It feels to me like things are getting back to normal, right? And people are, going out and socializing for the first time on a regular basis and traveling for the first time and, just getting out there more and being out in the world. And they're finding that some of their drinking has increased around this, that it's harder to not drink in social situations or stick to their planned amount. And so I want to give you guys this gift of a low-cost course to help you get back on track to the relationship with alcohol that you want to have. So it's an absolutely no-brainer, no risk, $25. You get access to it all for 3 months. You can come get coaching with me. Come feel like you're not alone. Resonate with other people's coaching. It's super, super valuable. So if you want to not keep over drinking, this is the course for you right now. Okay? So the link to do that is angelamascenik.com/say-yes. That's angelamascenik.com/say-yes. and I will link that up here in the show notes. Okay? But I really want to talk to you today is what I hear from a lot of you who are wanting to change your relationship with alcohol, but your mind throws up a lot of objections. And so these are some things that I have noted and kept track of, and I used to think them too, that our mind likes to tell us about why this is going to be hard, why this pursuit to drinking less might be challenging. And here they are. What if I'm boring if I don't overdrink? I don't want to be boring. I don't want people to think I'm not interesting. I'm scared that I won't be interesting anymore. Okay? Only people who overdrink think that way. People who don't overdrink don't have those thoughts about alcohol. Okay? For some reason, our society, our conditioning, our programming that tells us we need to have alcohol to be interesting is coming in strong when we decide to change how much we're drinking. Okay? So that's all that is our society and our conditioning that we have been taught to think this, okay, by our society and by alcohol companies and movies and television shows and restaurants and bars and social media, right? We're constantly inundated with drinking equals fun. Drinking equals sexy. Drinking, if you're a woman who drinks a strong whiskey, you're powerful, you're more interesting, you're a badass, right? And so we see all of these images and we get programmed to believe that if we don't do that, then we're going to be boring. Or if we take it away, we're going to be boring. But I'm here to tell you, on the other side of this, 5 years now of not drinking, it's a lie. Okay? It's all marketing. It's all conditioning. And it's 100% not true that you are not going to be an interesting or fun or vibrant or exciting person if you stop drinking or if you significantly cut back. I really want you guys to trust me on that. Okay? I don't consider myself a boring person. Now, I do go to bed earlier than I used to, but I like that now. You know, I generally think that my life is better if I go to bed earlier. I am not missing out on anything after 9 p.m. There's just nothing good that comes after 9 p.m. in my opinion. Now, occasionally I will stay up a couple times a year. Like this summer, we took our kids to see Fall Out Boy. I was definitely out past 9 o'clock for that. Okay. I did take a nap though. But I just don't think staying out all night drinking or staying up late drinking wine is actually interesting at all. I think getting up in the morning is interesting and drinking my coffee and planning my day and feeling good and then exercising and, you know, following through on my commitments to myself and, you know, saving up to go on trips and having better relationships and building a business and all of that stuff is way more interesting to me than partying. Okay, I did the party lifestyle for 2 decades, and I can tell you what, I've tried it all, and I've done every scenario, and after a while that gets boring. And then we get stagnant, and then we keep drinking because we're not happy with our life. Okay, so if you have those objections in your mind, just remember, only somebody who's trying to cut back on their drinking thinks this way. People who don't drink think that way. People who don't overdrink have those thoughts, you know, because they're not trying to be something that they're not. Okay? And it's absolutely normal. But when you hear that stuff come in, you've got to say, you know what? I don't want to buy into that. I know my brain is offering objections. That's just the conditioning and the programming. And I'm choosing not to believe that. I am interesting. This is why getting to know yourself is really important, right? Letting yourself be bored, to find out what you're interested in, what you think and feel, dissecting your beliefs and your programming about other areas of your life, about who you are as a mother or a wife or a daughter or a coworker or whatever other roles that you have. Pausing drinking or cutting back on your drinking is going to help you reveal who you want to be and how you want to show up, and the things that you actually enjoy doing versus things that you're just doing because you feel obligated to or just because you've always done them. Okay? And when you do this work, you discover more about yourself And I promise you, you're a lot more interesting than you're giving yourself credit without the alcohol. You don't need alcohol to be an interesting, lovable, valuable person in this world. You need to let yourself discover that about yourself. And yes, that process can be uncomfortable, but it's also quite fascinating and fun to get back to knowing what is right for you and what you enjoy doing. And if you can put alcohol to the side for a second and recognize some of these thoughts and feelings that you have around who you are as a person who drinks, and being that person who wants to change that relationship with alcohol, your brain is going to have a lot of objections. Whenever you hear an objection in your mind to you cutting back, that's conditioning. Okay? There should be no objections. There's absolutely only benefits for people to cut back on their alcohol. I promise you, you will have more friendships on the other side of that, deeper connections with people. You'll give yourself an opportunity to go explore, go out and try new things, have more fun, be way more interesting. The idea that you're going to lose your friends, nobody's going to like you and love you anymore, you're not going to know what you're going to do with yourself, what if people judge you, that's all conditioning. Okay, so any negative thought you have about changing your relationship with alcohol, I promise I would almost bet money that the opposite is actually true. Okay, so just know that. And if you need coaching on that to help you see which thoughts are holding you back, then you got to come join Say Yes to Drinking Less so I can help you. Okay, or join one of my other programs, or get private coaching, or listen to the podcast more. Like, you've got to be able to see that your thoughts are probably the biggest obstacle that you have about changing your relationship with alcohol. And it's also okay to be scared about it, because that conditioning that we receive runs very, very deep, and it's everywhere we look. And I also know that you're strong and capable of overcoming that. And if I can do it, I've coached hundreds, if not thousands, of women to do it too. So can you. All right, my friends? So remember this, only people who overdrink think that way. All right? People who don't have any sort of alcohol issue don't have those thoughts, and they are fun. Okay? They're interesting, and you can be one of them. All right? All right. Say Yes to Drinking Less, AngelaMascenik.com/say-yes. And I'll see you in the program next week. Bye for now.